welcome back to the 20th Century Dude channel. I'm just doing a short pickups video today. This encompasses stuff from the past month and a half at this point, so there's not going to be as much included. But I just thought I'd show you what I got recently, and before I begin, I just want to emphasize that I am selling some stuff on eBay, so if you want to pick some stuff up, if there's anything there of interest, it is mostly DVDs I already have copies of. If there's anything on eBay from me that you want, I'll post the link down below, and then hopefully you can find the stuff from there. So, for example, here's 2 VHS movies that I'm selling, so hopefully those can find a new home. And yeah, like I said, there's not as much here, so it's probably going to be a shorter video. We got some LaserDisc. We have a couple of Blu-rays, 1 tape it looks like, and a DIVX. I'll get to that in a moment. But also before I begin, I just wanted to show off something. A series I just started watching for the first time. Harry Potter, and I know some of you are surprised, but yes, I have never watched Harry Potter before up until a few weeks ago when I decided to put in the Sorcerer's Stone tape. Honestly, it was a series I wasn't really in a big hurry to get into for the longest time. I mean, I know that was everybody's thing in the 2010s, at least for a little bit. At least in elementary and middle school, there was a lot of Harry Potter fans. I do remember when I think definitely Hallows Part 2 or whatever came out. That was a huge event. So I remember all that happening, but it wasn't really something I just felt the need to get into. I kind of read the first chapter or two of the first book and didn't really finish from there. So I'm just now getting around to, watching these movies. So I think it ended up starting out I got this Chamber of Secrets tape. My Graham dropped it off among a whole bunch of other movies, but then I was gonna sell it, but then I found Sorcerer's Stone on tape at the Kutztown radio show last fall. So I kind of figured, well, I have the first 2 here. I'll watch those, and if I like them, then I'll continue on with the series. And, well, so far, I like what I've seen, and I just got around to watching a 3rd movie. I think it was The Prisoner of Azkaban a couple days ago. So I will now be continuing my journey through the Harry Potter movie series, although I guess now that means I gotta go back and read all those books now. I guess there's also Fantastic Beasts stuff too. It's like a prequel or something to the J.K. Rowling Wizarding World. So I've been told mixed things about the Fantastic Beasts movies. So if they are worth watching, I'll get a move on those too. But I guess let me know in the comments what you think of Fantastic Beasts and whether I should watch it or not. But before I start rabbit trailing again, probably should dig into the actual meat of the video. So I'm going to start with DIVX. I have a movie here called Deep Rising. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this movie at all. I'm not really. Some of you might remember DIVX, you might not. And I already did a video of this. I'll paste that down in the description below so you can watch it. But yeah, this is a DIVX disc. Unfortunately, I cannot play it, because when it's new, you get 1 limited viewing period, and then after that, you basically need a registered DIVX player to, play the disc. So there are DVD players made that can do that. Unfortunately, I did try on mine what I thought was DIVX. A DIVX encoded player, but it still gave me the whole, sorry, we're not available right now, call the DIVX number, and I called the DIVX number. It's not available anymore as well, so, yeah, there's that. So this is different from DVD. Apparently, you need to have a special encoder or software or player or whatnot to play the DivX. And right now, I can't play the DivX. But hey, I got a DivX movie in my collection, so yeah, I guess there's that. So moving on to the only tape I have in my video today, and this is quite. I was surprised when someone found this for me. It's Batman Begins on VHS tape. Now, as you can see here, this is sort of a. I guess it's probably a library. Yeah, it's a library copy of this movie. We can see here, Lake County Public Library AV Services. I'm not gonna name the address for confidentiality reasons, but it's from Merrillville, Indiana. So yeah. And there's a little message in here too. It says this item has been discarded by Lake County Public Library. Purchase / use at your own risk. Buy tested tapes, so it's fine. As many of you probably know, this movie came out in 2005, and that's when VHS was really starting to wind down. Movie companies just sort of stopped manufacturing them. And there were, I have seen copies of Batman Begins on VHS before. They're just sort of on the rare side. Not many of them were made at all. So you're basically a lucky duck if you ever find one of these. And I think for the most part, it makes sense that there probably was a library copy of these floating around than an actual, legit studio copy. So my friend Ryan Hopkins, who also gave me the DIVX disc, he also saved our Class 2 from The Void. I don't know where he found it. I probably should have asked where he found this at. But yeah, this is super nice. Come to think of it, this isn't the first time he's given me Batman Begins on some kind of format. He did give me the HD DVD copy last year as a graduation present, so that's kind of nice. So must be a thing with Batman Begins anyway or whatnot. But anyway, moving on. We are now moving into the Blu-ray portion of our video. We have all 4 Lethal Weapon movies on Blu-ray. So I had the first 2 on VHS. I have heard of them before. I knew they were action movies from way back in the day, so I decided that, I'll go and pick those up, and I started watching those, and I liked it. I did have the third one on tape 2, but unfortunately, that one went and just quit after like 5 minutes. It was virtually unplayable. I had the same problem with my Wall Street tape, although conveniently enough, they came from the same stand, so maybe they just weren't stored properly or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'll show you. I'll give you a link also down below what I did with the Lethal Weapon 3 tape. But anyway, yeah. So I had 1 and 2 on VHS, and I did not watch 3 and 4 until like I think a week or 2 ago. I had to unfortunately go and rent them because no other place to watch them, and I couldn't find like a VHS or anything else of them floating around. So, but had I known I'd find this at Walmart last weekend, I probably wouldn't have bothered to rent those stinking movies. But whatever. But I got them all now. And as far as what I think of them, I do like them, although I do admit they kind of decrease in quality a little bit as they go on. I think the second one's probably closer in quality with the first one, but I think you see definitely 3 and 4. It starts to go down a little. The fourth one, especially I think the formula, it's a little tired. It needed to come to an end eventually, I guess. And honestly, no wonder Mel Gibson even said that Lethal Weapon 5 is not going to be made, and probably for good reason. So, all good things must come to an end. Up next, we're getting into Mad Max territory. We have Mad Max, the 4-film high octane collection. This includes Mad Max, The Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Fury Road in here. Fury Road is the only one that gets a 4K disc, however, in here. It also includes the black and chrome version on Blu-ray for Fury Road, which is it's basically just black and white. And then we get a DVD documentary for, I think it's the first movie, and then a documentary on Blu-ray for The Road Warrior. So I wanted to get all these movies on a Blu-ray or 4K at some point. I just didn't know when, and the only way I saw all 5 films on a set together was just a DVD set, but I didn't want DVD. I wanted Blu-ray or higher. So there's a lot of good stuff in here, but I'm just grateful now that I'm going to be able to have all the movies on Blu-ray now. I will get the Furiosa in just a second. Yep, we have here the first movie there, and then the documentary next to it, The Madness of Max. Then we got Road Warrior stuff right there. And then we got Beyond Thunderdome, and then Fury Road, and then lastly we got the black and chrome, and then of course the 4K I mentioned before. So it's going to be nice now I have all the Maxes on a Blu-ray. It's something I again wanted to do for some time, and now finally I have an opportunity to do it. I do have it was a double feature DVD set of Road Warrior and Thunderdome on a DVD, but I kind of don't need that anymore, so that's also on eBay. So if you want that, just go to the eBay link. So yeah, so I do have Mad Max scattered across a lot of formats too. So I had the first one on beta. I have the original 3 on a very nice VHS set. So yeah, and because we're continuing like the Max theme, we have here Furiosa. Now I do remember making my review. I was decidedly mixed on the movie, and I still kind of am mixed on Furiosa. So I mean, my opinion on that's probably not going to change too much. I think. But it's not the worst thing that's come out. So I mean, whatever, I guess. So. Again, I just wanted all the movies, so now I've got them. And the last of the Blu-rays I have, we have Transformers 1 that came out last year. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get around to seeing it when it came out in theaters. It wasn't out very long, because unfortunately it did bomb at the box office. And again, by the time I would have went to see it, they already took it out. Even the bigger chain theater that I go to in State College, even that had it for no more than 2 to 3 weeks. So they took no pity on that film. We got it's a Redeem a Digital movie. I don't know if I'll do that or not. So we have here the Blu-ray and 4K in the set. And as far as my overall opinion goes, I mean, I don't think it's better than like the original movie from the 80s. That is my second favorite movie of all time. That doesn't change. This is also probably my second or third, I think it's the second or third best of the entire series. There's still some aspects of Bumblebee I like better in this, but there are aspects of this that are definitely like better than Bumblebee, because that's like the other best one of the series. So yeah, so it's definitely in the top 3, but I probably should rewatch it at some point and come to a more concise opinion, probably. It's supposed to be a whole trilogy of these animated movies, too. I don't know whether because it bombed we'll get them. I would hope they at least give us Transformers 2, as they call it. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to the LaserDisc portion, we have here Wagons East. John Candy's last movie, I believe. Richard Lewis just died recently, too. I think he passed away last year. So there's that. But that's the only thing I really know of this movie. It's that it was his last. Unfortunately, I think it was Robert Ricardo or something that found him passed away in his trailer. So that's honestly a pretty sad story. So yeah, here's the disc itself. So these laserdiscs came in a lot of four, which I'm about to show you. I mostly got it because there were two Stanley Kubrick films in there, and then I was curious about this John Candy movie. So that was the main reason I got it. And of course, speaking of Stanley Kubrick, we have Spartacus, and granted, I will add, none of the Laserdisc films I have here I've seen before, although of course I'm aware of something like Spartacus. So this was a 3-hour epic from, I think it was early 60s? Yeah, 1960, yeah, that's right. Back in the days of the big widescreen epic. So I was definitely looking at this as like, yeah, can't go wrong with that. So yeah, there's Spartacus, and of course, Full Metal Jacket. I've not seen. I know some of you are like, "What are you waiting on? Get on it!" And it's like, well, I have it now. Now I'll definitely get on it. Uh, some consider it to be one of the best war movies of all time. I guess I will find out if it is. What's nice about this sleeve here that the Laserdisc is in, it gives you instructions on how to treat the Laserdisc. You know, the tips of care. Treat me right, as it calls it on the title. Be sure only to handle the disc using the center hole and edge. Do not touch the surface. Store your disc within the protective sleeve and cover when not in use. Clean it using a clean, damp, soft, non-abrasive cloth. Employ small circular motions. Keep your disc away from extreme heat and direct sun. Do not stack discs more than 12 high. If you encounter problems playing this disc, remove it from the player, check it to determine if it was properly inserted, clean as directed, and try again. Make sure that you insert single-sided disc correct side up. I'll get on that. Thank you. Alright, and I guess moving on to the last one. I don't know what this film is exactly. It has Roger Daltrey in it, who you might remember from the band The Who. The only thing I could find for it was a IMDb page, and the one review on there was not good. So the movie is called Cold Justice. But again, the movie that's on there, like the movie review that's on there, it says it's pretty bad. So if this is indeed a bad movie, I hope it's one of those, so bad it's hilarious or so bad it's good kind of bad movies. Not so bad it's like absolutely miserable to watch. So I suppose if it is bad enough, then maybe I'll just sell it. I mean, after all, I did get this set mostly for the Stanley Kubrick film, so I mean, I'm interested to check this movie out, but of course, whether it's any good is anyone's guess. So, yeah, that's all I have for today. So thank you for tuning in to 20th Century Dude, and hope to catch you on the fly. See ya.